Hey there, my name is Stephanie Gretchen from Stephanie Gretchen Coaching and Retreats, and I'm super happy to be here with you today. I realize that it's really bright right here, and let me see if I can change this around. Figure this out. Nah, still too bright. Let's travel a little bit. There we go. All right, so I wanted to talk about self-care and triggering situations. So there are lots of times, it doesn't have to be a holiday or a family gathering. It could be, it could be a conference, it could be a business meeting, it could be a church meeting, it could be any place where you're in with other people and you know that in the past, you have gotten triggered by something. And so how are you going to go into that same kind of situation and not get triggered, not get totally hijacked and have a miserable time? So obviously it takes a little bit of forethought, thinking, okay, I know that when I've gone to Thanksgiving before with Jane's dad, that he's had, offensive comments. And how do I want to change that around? How do I want to avert a toxic situation? And so, yes, number one, the first step is to think about that and to come up with a plan of how you're going to live through that dinner or that meeting in a positive way. And then the second piece is to figure out, okay, if you do get trapped or you get, into a situation that you weren't expecting that is really toxic, how do you get yourself out? So, when you're already in it, how do you get yourself out? So 2 things to think about. And I'll give an example. For instance, I was going to be with one of my cousins, and I absolutely adore him. He is wonderful, but he loves that intellectual banter. Like he'll bring up a topic that maybe is a little controversial, and he loves to have the back and forth conversation around that. For me, that is super stressful because I'm all about making connections and about hey Karen, hey Shirley, nice to see you both. I'm about like making connections and forming, like, what do we have, forming bonds. And so the last time that we were together, I thought, okay, what I'm gonna do is if he starts to do this, I'm gonna stop him. And so I did. We were out hiking, we were having an awesome hike, and all of a sudden he brought up GMO food. And it's not that he wants to prove anybody right or wrong, but just that whole conversation, I felt like I was being tested, So I told him, okay, I just want to pause here and tell you that this is really stressful for me, that it's okay for a couple of minutes, but then I just get all jacked up over it. And instead of, dissecting the argument, I want to form a bond. And he was like, oh, okay, great. Well, thanks so much for telling me. And then we were able to, go on our way. So I just spoke my truth. And I didn't grin and bear it. And I didn't think, oh my gosh, I'm going to ruin the day. I just spoke my truth. And it was totally fine. And we had a wonderful time for the rest of the day. So just give a little forethought when you know you're going into the lion's den. And I wish you lots of luck, and hopefully you don't have any of those stressful situations coming up anytime soon. So take good care. Bye-bye.